All right, we are on board PLEXUS 43921, our first 2024 model delivery. I'm standing obviously at the helm of the boat, and we uh, as we mentioned earlier, if you've watched the interior video, this is a gray stone hull, gray stone non-skid with an off-white deck. Um, Obviously, we've got for a standard for 2024, we're now doing the drink holder as well as the cockpit table. The RAM VHF mic is obviously something that he asked for. Standard, we do a 12 volts plug as well as two USB plugs. This is to dim the blue lighting that's throughout the boat. And then this is the anchor windlass. So also for 2024, you get a remote anchor windlass chain counter that is wireless that you can use as well. So you actually end up with four ways to anchor: the wireless remote, chain counter, the cockpit's toggle switch, as well as the foot switches at the bow. This gentleman is left-handed, so he actually requested that we put the shifter on the left side. So the throttle and shifter was moved from the right side to the left side by special request. And then we also put the Seldine synchronized mainsail buttons here as well. So you push the green button, the outhaul pulls the sail out, and then you push the red button while you tail the outhaul to put the mainsail away. Autopilot control, the obviously side power bow thruster control, 12-inch Raymarine display. He did ask for the standard stainless wheel, non-folding and non-cover, because he wants to do his own cover. So God bless him. Um, so we've got the head sail controls here: jib out, reacher out, jib in, reacher in, the Yanmar digital control here, as well as the Yanmar start-stop panel. Electric primary winches, 2-speed, 1-2. The hot and cold shower off here. And then on the starboard side, we've got a nice in pocket here that we've added to the boat, starting a few holes back, that allows us to put an additional set of head sail controls here, in and out, as well as the manual bilge pump, and of course another electric primary. So if you haven't heard before, all of our sheeting is done at the primary winches. So right now we've only got the main sheet ran because we haven't put the sails up. So, but the jib sheet will come here, and of course the reacher sheet will come here, and we'll do that tomorrow before we take this owner sailing. We've actually waited as long as we could before delivery to make sure there's no storms coming our way, because there's nothing worse than putting the sails up and then taking them back down again and putting them back up again. Well, I guess there is worse things than that, but it's not something that we wanted to go through. As you can see, we've got the Diplomat Blue Iverson Bimini. We did prep the boat for an enclosure. We currently don't have the connector panel in. We did do the Hard Dodger. The Hard Dodger does have lights, and you can either do the blue or red or green or white, depending on obviously how you manipulate the switch. Three 4x4 instruments up on the sea hood allows you to obviously typically do depth, not wind point, wind speed, other things like that. Electric winch here, and honestly, this is really, we have our spinnaker halyard here. We have our traveler, and the green one is, what is the green one? I'll get back to you on that. On this side, we've got our traveler, our topping lift, and our main outhaul. This is the Seldine electric winch here, and this is obviously comes as part of the Seldine synchronized mainsail system. It's also an independent 3-speed winch that's controlled from these buttons right here. Shore power is inside the locker, and you can actually get two 50-foot 30-amp cords inside that locker when you're out cruising or sailing on the boat. All right. Cockpit wise, I think we've covered it. Obviously propane underneath the helm seat. We provide 2 bottles of propane. Line storage. The boat did do the hard arch, fiberglass arch, and we'll get back to that when we get to the dock. But moving forward, obviously 6-to-1 main sheet traveler, Harkin. Oh, that's the boom fang. The green and white is the boom fang. So the spinnaker halyard, the boom fang, the traveler come down on the starboard cabin top. Port cabin top is the main outhaul, the topping lift, and the traveler. Obviously the mast pulpits gives you some stability if you are, working this mast area when you're underway. We did do the Antol halyard slider system, so the halyards will terminate on these tracks, and then they're adjusted up and down the track to provide the tension that the halyards need. Flag halyards here, we'll finish those off tomorrow when we hang the sails. We've got covers on all the hatches. As I mentioned earlier, it is the Greystone non-skid, the off-white deck, Greystone hull sides. We did the 65-pound Mantis anchor with 400 feet of 3/8 high test chain, obviously the standard low franz windlass, the up-down foot controls, and then we have a standard raw water and then an optional freshwater washdown. These are the electric furlers for the 95% jib, which we don't have, I've said we don't have hung yet, and then the 170 reacher here. All right, nice bow pulpit, substantial bow pulpit. You don't have to worry about safety when you're working the bow area. Every exterior and interior screw is slotted the same. All 316 stainless steel fasteners on the exterior of the boat. Looking aft, obviously the boat, we don't do the jib boom anymore. We have a self-tacking track that we have molded into the deck that will control the shape of the 95% working jib. We've actually found that works really well. Dual springline cleats. Most manufacturers give you 1 springline cleat. We give you 2 nice heavy-duty springline cleats, and of course bow and stern cleats as well. Spreader lights down, spreader lights up. So there's spreader lights pointing up on both the upper and the lower spreaders, and then there's down lights on the lower spreaders. And then of course our blue safety lighting at the gates, on the swim step, at the helm. We have 5 stays on each side of the mast. We have 2 forward and 2 aft. So total there's 14 stays holding up our spar. The owner did do the fiberglass radar arch, which allows us to do twin 425 watt solar panels. He also did the Starlink. So there on the port side of the davit is the Starlink antenna. This is our first boat with the Starlink, and I know that I've got a couple owners wondering, what the install looks like and the size of the antenna. Honestly, it's probably what, a 9x12, maybe 9x15 size-wise. Very unobtrusive. As you know, we do lighting on the arch. We give you a remote key fob or wireless key fob. So if you're coming up to the boat at night in the dinghy, you can hit the key fob. It illuminates the radar arch and obviously allows your boat to stand out from others. When we do the fiberglass arch, we do davits. And these are the davit lines here. And you see that there's a clip here that you'll clip onto the dinghy. It comes up into the arch, comes through the arch, exits the arch right here, goes through sheet stoppers underneath the seat, and feeds directly to the primary electric winch. So our whole goal with the arch was to make it easy for people to raise the dinghy. So honestly, you've got one person on the step, hopefully kind of keeping the dinghy pushed off a little bit, and then you've got one person operating the electric primary winches. We provide the handrails there to protect the exhaust flap as the dinghy comes up and passes the exhaust flap, but also those handrails are a great safety feature. If you fall over and you can at least get to the back of the boat, you've got something to grab. You know, you're not trying to, you know, find something to grab. You've got something safe to grab. And then of course, between the two handrails is our swim ladder. You push that button, the swim ladder pops out. It's 4 steps. 3 of the steps are, you know, below the water surface, so it's a nice deep swim ladder. But at the very least, you can grab the boat. And then as you come up the transom on the ladder, you've got 2 more handrails there on that first step that allows you to grab and continue pulling yourself up the boat. You can, I'm not sure if you can see the blue lights that are underneath the steps, but that obviously illuminates the transom as well. And then, as we mentioned, we have arch lights there. PLEXUS is the name of the boat. She's berthed out of St. Petersburg, Florida, 43921, our first 2024 delivery. And we want to thank Rob for his business. And tomorrow is the delivery. And we will all be here to make sure that the delivery goes well and Rob has a great first day on board his new Island Packet 439. So as always, Leslie and I and the Island Packet team wish you guys smooth cruising, you know, all the blessings that that we can provide for you guys. We hope that everybody is doing well, staying safe, and come see us in Annapolis. We will have 439 number 11 Meridian at the Annapolis show. We just finished up the Newport, Rhode Island show on 439 number 16 Ripple. Thank you for allowing us to use Ripple. And as you can tell, we have a helicopter above us. Couple of things. As you know, we do have an Island Packet 485 in trade. The boat is located in San Diego. We had been asking $495. We've now reduced the price to $469. So bring us an offer. We're ready to make that boat go away. We also have taken a 349 in trade. She's actually sitting here right behind PLEXUS. This is 34919 Soul Survivor. And these owners took delivery of the 349 about a year ago, maybe a little more, and have decided to move up to a 439 with us. So as always, you know, we'll certainly take your 349 in trade on a 439. And if you're interested in talking to us about Soul Survivor, please give us a call. We'd love to work with you on the boat. The boat is the ivory, camel tan, maple interior, arch, well outfitted out, certainly ready to go cruising, and in basically like new condition with 2/3 of its warranty left. So as always, God bless, take care, and we'll see you on the next boat.